Hey everyone, it is Nancy Ann. We got a little different camera setup than we normally do, and you may hear some dogs barking or whining because we have an extra dog in the house right now. I'm going to attempt a score that is in my brain only. It is the New Year's Eve ball in New York Times Square. We're going to do the year 2024 in the middle of it. I'm hoping this will turn out. This is purely in my brain at this point. This is, by the way, a huge loaf. This is 800 grams of flour. It is 20% whole wheat, like I normally do, 70% hydration, and 2.5% salt. I'm starting out with my Bread Basics bread sling. Affiliate information and information on it are down in the drop-down box, and I will also pin it to the top of the comments along with links to all of the tools that I'm using today. I'm going to turn this over onto my turntable. We will see how this turns out. Now I want to, whoops, bumped the thing. I want to thank all of my new subscribers. We've had quite a few lately, and I'm excited about that. What is this on my loaf? We will probably be fast forwarding through quite a bit of this because it's going to get repetitive. I thought the ball was just going to be regular cross hatching, but I looked at a picture of it, and I'm glad I did because it's kind of a diamond pattern. So we'll see how this turns out. For some reason, this loaf is acting a little loose, so it's sinking as I'm talking. And you know what? I just realized it's 75% hydration, not 70, because it was looking so stiff at 70. But now my loaf is kind of spreading out, so I'm expecting it to continue doing this as I score. Sometimes it will do this. It will spread on me, and I'll put it in the Dutch oven, and then it will really puff back up again. It'll be okay. It's just hard to know until I get it in the oven. So don't give up on your bread just because it starts sinking while you're scoring. My worry is I have such an intricate score that this could really, really sink out on me. I'm going to take the handy dandy dental floss, and I'm going to do this kind of in a diamond. Well, it's not really a diamond pattern right now. We're just spacing kind of evenly. I don't like the position of that one. I think it's too far away. So the scoring itself isn't difficult. What's going to be difficult is the kind of the concept, sort of. There's going to be so much of it. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to go through each of these squares to make it into a diamond, because I noted that's what kind of the New Year's ball looks like. I could have done these probably a little bit further apart to make this easier, but we are where we are. Just trying to make sure I bring it right through the corners. Don't like the positioning of that one. We'll do it more like that. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a square in the middle because I want to put the year 2024 on this. My writing tends to be terrible, so we'll do it just like that. We'll use those lines as our outside, and this will be like that. Erase all the lines in there, and now I'm going to see if I can write. See, I don't have the neatest handwriting ever, and it gets worse when I am, whoops, no, not 2042, 2024. That's not too bad. It gets worse when I'm using a lom. Okay, we're going to start out with my regular UFO lom. Heart and throat, let's go. I'll start down here. I'm just going to start with these shallow. These all are our main scores, everything but the number. So I need for it to evenly spread for this to look right in the end when you consider oven spring. Now here, I'm going to stop right there. Trying to make it so we can both see it. This will go all the way across. I think one of the trickiest things about this type of scores is getting the depth even on each one, because otherwise some will spread more than others. All right. And now we're going to do it this way, going the opposite direction. Now this can be tricky because you're dragging against the lines going the other way. It's going to be easier for me if I go like this. Sometimes I just have to play with my direction. Keep an eye on my lines. Oven's hot. It's heated up to 500. We're going to bake this when it goes in. I'll put it in the oven at 500, but then I immediately bring the heat down as soon as the Dutch oven is in the oven, down to 425 degrees. And then put the lid is on, of course. And I bake that for 40 minutes. Now, someone asked why I bake 40 minutes. The reason is because my loaves weren't getting baked enough at 20. I do a bigger loaf, like 500 grams. I'm going to put this one in for at least 50 minutes because it is so big. So now I'm going to do my lines going the other way. Because unfortunately for me, the Times Square ball, like I said, has more of a diamond pattern. And again, this is what I would call a centerpiece loaf. It's a big one. You can put it in the middle of, like, if you're having a New Year's Eve party, this would be a beautiful thing to put perhaps in the middle of a charcuterie board for everyone to admire, and then just put a knife there so that, you know, they can cut into it. But I tell you what, when I do a loaf like this, I make sure every person has seen it before. See how much we're spreading there? Before we cut into it. Trying to move as quick as I can because it's spreading. I'm going to do the ones down on the edges first because those are going to be the hardest to get to as it spreads. Am I doing this the right way? Yes, that's good enough. Yeah, because I want the stripes coming kind of through the 2024. And if you ever have questions, I mean, please do not hesitate to ask me down in the comments. I try to check more frequently than I used to because we're posting a little more frequently now. So someone asked me about why I use rice flour instead of regular white bread flour or wheat flour. It's because the rice flour does not turn brown. If I use wheat flour, and it's in, especially for the 40 minutes that I bake most of my loaves, it's going to get brown on me. So rice flour stays white. And it's also pretty tasteless. I found that wheat flour can have kind of a chalky taste to it when it bakes, you know, when it's not mixed with other ingredients. So that's why I use the rice flour. You don't have to use rice flour. You'll still have a design. I use it because it helps my design really stand out. And when I've put this much work into the design of a loaf, I want people to see it. That's going to be the side of our 2024 sign. checking to make sure I got them all. And hopefully as this bakes, it will, because the diamond shapes on the New Year's ball in Times Square are kind of bent, but I think it's because they're going around a round ball. So, okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and this is the part I'm most nervous about. I'm going to score my 2024. There's one of those dogs I was talking about. And now I'm going to do a nice deep cut around here so this kind of stands out. Get this lom that I rarely use and make that even deeper because it'll go straight down. All right, this is going to go into the oven and we will see you with the Dutch oven reveal. You may hear some baby noises in the background. We have a granddaughter staying with us, but it is time to take a look and see if our New Year's ball loaf turned out or not. Oh, that's not too bad. It's not too, and it's even right side towards me. And except the 4 could be a little clearer, but this could have gone a lot worse. I'm actually overall pretty happy with this. So I'm going to just pop this right back in my 425-degree oven for probably about 10 minutes. I did wind up baking at 45 instead of 50 because I felt like 50 minutes would be too much. So it's been in there for 45. I'm going to put it in for another probably 15 minutes and just let it finish browning at least. And then I'll be back with the final result. So here is our finished loaf. This filled out the entire bottom of my Dutch oven. So, I mean, you get the impression it's the New Year's ball. Definitely not an exact replica. And I did take a toothpick and clear out the 2024. But this is huge, a really big loaf. There's both of my hands on it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Any comments down below, I am more than happy to answer if you have questions, and I really appreciate any input I can get. And we will see you on the next video. Happy 2024, everyone. Bye-bye. Be blessed.